imperfections, your sweet impressions can't hide who you really are. ULTRAnumb.
What's up, guys? Akbar the Great 417 coming at you with a brand new Magicka Nightblade build video. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro to the beginning of this video. I just wanted to show you guys what this build's capable of. Kind of just like to show you first glance what combos can be done, what moves can be done. I know this build video is long overdue. I've been really busy with school and stuff, so it's taken me a while to get back to this. I've had family emergencies and a whole bunch of other stuff, so it's taken me a while to get to this, but finally today, I said that's it. Today we're doing this, so without further ado, let's get into this build. We're going to start off doing the skills. Okay, so Shadowy Disguise, in my opinion, this is a bread and butter skill that every Nightblade should have. It's going to give you 2.9 seconds of invisibility, and it's going to guarantee you a crit within 3 seconds. So this build revolves around crit damage and critting high critting combos. So this is going to help you do those combos and drop your enemy really quickly. In addition to that, having this, using this while having another ability slotted on your bar, which we have slotted, is going to make you move a lot quicker. Every time you cloak, you'll move 25% quicker. We'll get into that later because I'll get to that skill. Moving onwards, Merciless Resolve. This is going to give you 8% extra damage for 20 seconds. So every damage you or every skill ability that does damage is going to hit for 8% harder. In addition to that, it's going to give you the ability to proc a spectral bow, which hits hard after 4 light or heavy attacks. And when you hit that bow or the spectral bow, it's going to reduce the enemy's movement speed by 40% for 5 seconds. Another reason why we have this on our bar is because we want to unlock the Hemorrhage passive, which gives you 10% extra critical strike damage to any ability if you have an assassination ability slotted. So every time you crit, you're going to crit for 10% harder just because you have Merciless on your bar. Moving onwards, we have Inner Light. Using this is going to reveal any stealth enemies in a 6-meter radius, and when you expose them, they can't return back to stealth for 3 seconds. But the main reason why we run this on our bar is because it increases your max magic about 5%, and it's going to give you an extra 10% in spell critical rating. In addition to that, using this is going to, or proccing this move is going to proc your Might of the Guild passive, which is going to give you an extra, I believe, 20% damage. It's going to grant you Empower, which is going to grant you an extra 20% damage on your next attack. Yeah, see right there. So it's multi-useful. It's good to have on your bar. Moving onwards, Sap Essence. This is a great AoE hitting ability. It helps keep people Nightblades. It helps keep Nightblades out of stealth, and it's gonna give you a major sorcery bonus. Also, slotting it is gonna give you 8% max Magicka from your siphoning ability passive, called, I think it's right here, yeah, Magicka Flood, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's good AOE, and it's gonna give you major sorcery, and it also keeps people. It also keeps Nightblades out of cloak. So definitely a move to keep on your front bar. Concealed weapon. This is your main DPS move. Uh, Using this from stealth is gonna stun an enemy for 4 seconds, and while you have it slotted, anytime you go stealth or invisible, your movement speed is increased by 25%. This combo is good with Shadowy Disguise because every time you wanna you wanna move around quickly, all you have to do is cloak, and your guy will move quicker. This 25% will also stack with Major Expedition. So all you need to do is stack Major Expedition with this, which I will show you on our back bar, and you will be moving a lot more quickly. Our ultimate is Soul Tether. It's a great AoE. Great AoE damage. Great stun afterwards. It stuns everybody in the area for 4.5 seconds. It's also going to tether your enemies to you, so making it harder for them to get away from you stealthily, and also healing you for every enemy that is tethered near you. So multi-useful right there again, giving you a heal, keeping people from being stealthed, and stunning them on impact for 4.5 seconds. Also has a little synergy at the end. Your allies could proc. That could be useful in PvE content. All right, let's get into our back bar. Back bar. This is our main. This is our main heal and our main shield. It's our only shield. The way it works is the lower health you have, the stronger the shield gets, and after 6 seconds, whatever remainder strength that you have of the shield is going to heal you for 108% of that number. So whatever it is will heal you for 108%. It's pretty good, pretty mandatory move to have on your back bar if you're running Resto Staff. Reaper's Mark. This is your flex spot. You don't need to have this, but I would recommend having this move. I'll give you some other options before I go more into it. There are a few options you could run here. You could run an Execute. You could run a Gap Closer. You could run Shadow Image for confusion and making your enemy get frustrated. Also, you could run. I haven't tried this one yet. You could run Trap Beast. We don't really care about the physical damage, but the main reason why we could try this, or you could try this, is for the 6-second immobilize after an enemy procs it, and when they do step on it, you get 12% extra crit damage. This is gonna stack with your. It'll stack with your passive from the hemorrhage passive from the assassination tree, and it's gonna stack with your Elfborn. So it's gonna make your crits hit a lot harder. But I don't know if this will do more damage than having Reaper's Mark slotted. I still have to test that. I'll let you guys know in the description, or I'll update the video if I find that it does. It does cost stamina though, but if you decide to run max tri-stat food with this build, you don't really need to worry about that. I mean, even with drink, it's still not as costly because there's other ways to get your stamina back on this build that I'll go into later. But yeah, it's worth trying out. I'm gonna try it out. Moving onwards, Crippling Grasp. This is a strong dot, and the initial hit is gonna immobilize your enemy for 1.5 seconds, and also reduce their movement speed by 40%. The main reason why I like this move is because you can keep using it, because there's no you can just keep immobilizing the enemy, and they are forced to dodge roll out of the way, so you run their stamina out. In addition, You're gonna also gain major expedition when it does hit your enemy, so you'll be moving for 30% more quickly. And on top of that, you need to have a siphoning ability on your back bar, and this is the best one to have to get the siphoning passive. Yeah, Magicka Flood. Having a siphoning ability slot on your back bar is going to give you 8% more max Magicka, and it's the best one to have. So moving onwards, Mass Hysteria. This is going to let you fear enemies up to 3 enemies. Excuse me. Let you fear up to 3 enemies, causing them to flee for 4.5 seconds. Even when after they recover, their movement speed will still be reduced by 53% for 4 seconds, and it's going to afflict them with minor mayhem, which is going to reduce their damage they do to you by 15%. Now, another good thing about this move is that it's a shadow ability, so it's going to help proc. Every time you use it, it's going to proc your Shadow Barrier passive, which is going to give you 5280 extra damage, or 5280 extra resistance. Keep this up every 4 seconds, regardless if your enemy or your opponent has CC immunity or not. Keep this up because it's going to help increase your resistance a lot. And on our back bar, we're running defending, so this is going to help get our resistance really, really high to a point where we're at a safe point. We can't be one-shotted, or it's going to take a lot to take us down. So it's really important that you keep this Mass Hysteria up every 4 seconds. Moving onwards, Elusive Mist. This is one of my favorite moves in the game. My playstyle is I love to keep. I don't like fighting somebody in one spot, and that's what happens when you get snared. If you get hit with a meteor or something that's going to snare you, this takes that away. So if you get snared or immobilized, this takes that right away, and it basically. I guess it takes away all immobilization effects off of you and CCs. So on top of that, it's also going to give you 75% extra damage taken. It's going to reduce your damage by 75% from enemies. So basically, you can sit in this all day, and your enemies will be wasting their resources trying to kill you, which is good for you and bad for them, because then you could turn the tide around. In addition, it's going to give you 30% extra movement speed, granting you major expedition. And you could also use it as a Magicka dump, meaning if you have low stamina, you could pop this move 2 or 3 times, and you slowly regain your stamina back. So it has multi-uses, and it's a good reason to have it on your bar. Our ultimate is Soul Harvest. It's a really cheap ultimate to cast. Using it is also going to proc... is going to give you 20% more damage on your next attack within 6 seconds every time you use it. And it's going to afflict the enemy with Major Defile, which is going to reduce their effectiveness of their healing done by 30%. But wait, there's more. It also gives you 10 more ultimate every time you kill an enemy, so it helps you stack your ultimate really quickly. Yeah, so that's pretty much our skill setup. Alright, so that's pretty much the setup for our skills. Let's get into our gear set real quick. We are running 5-piece Vicious Death, 2-piece Kina, and 5-piece Julianos. Our Vicious Death is going to be on our swords and our jewelry. Our back bar is open to anything. You don't really need to have anything here. I just made a Wrestle Staff of Julianos because why not? But I mean, if you have the DSA Wrestle Staff or the Maelstrom Wrestle Staff and you want to use that, go right ahead. Just make sure it's defending, because that will help you out a lot. I mean, you have more than one option. You don't have to go defending, but it's the best route in my opinion. Because if you wanted to, you could run Infused and get slightly more weapon spell damage, from your enchantment. Because right now it does for 348, but if you had Infused, it would go up to like 408. So it's not really a lot. It's more, in my opinion, it's more important to have defending rather than having Infused. So Go with defending on your back bar. It can be anything. It could be if you have a DSA or a Maelstrom Restless Staff, go right ahead, use it. Vicious Death. Both our swords are sharpened gold. We're running poisons. I'll get into that later. That's gonna be the last thing on this build. All our Molekina is infused, our headpiece, but I wish I had it in pen. I just don't. Shoulder is reinforced, so we're kind of losing some impen there because we don't have impen. But if I wish I had it, because if I did, this would be impen. 5-piece Julianos, they're all impen. All max Magicka enchantments. All our jewelry is recovery enchantment. I like to play with high recovery. You could go spell damage if you want to. If you want 3 spell damage, the highest you could get this damage to be would be around 4,500 to 5k, somewhere in between there. Let me show you what it looks like fully procced. Let me show you what the character sheet looks like. You're gonna have a few seconds to see it fully procced or fully buffed, what everything looks like fully buffed. But I'll also put up some images for you guys so you can see what it looks like. Okay. That's what it looks like. Almost 39 spell damage. Shut up, guy. 39 spell damage, 3,900 spell damage, and 3,200 recovery. When it's what else was I gonna say? Oh, if you don't have Vicious Death, you could go with the 5 key or the 5 Julianos, the 2 Kina, and you could have 2 Torigs here, and you could have 3 Vicious or 3 Willpower here. I like using the Vicious Death because it makes 1vxing a lot easier, but it's not. You don't need to have it. You could have 2 Torigs and 3 Willpower, which will work just fine for you. I'll put up the character sheets or the stat sheets images for them at the end of the video. Alright, moving onwards, let's get into the CP points. I think I got everything here. Moving onwards, champion points. Magician, I put more points into this. Before in the last patch I used to run like 12%, but I increased that now because Magicka and Stam abilities got to increase the cost, and proccing Kina is, you know, it's gonna make it even more costly. So having some more percentage in this is gonna help you out a lot. I mean, I run I run Drink with this build. That's my most favorite way to run it. You could run it with Tri-Stat Food and your recovery would still be like 2,300, which is not bad. And you would be sitting at like 40k max Magicka. So that's pretty good. But I prefer to run with really high recovery, and having really high recovery and having this 15% reduced cost is going to help you a lot. Especially you could proc Kina like 3-4 times and you still have some Magicka. So having this helps a lot. I put more points in there than I do put into Arcanist, but 20.6% recovery is not bad. 76 points, that's good enough. Nothing in there. Okay, now this is where people are gonna shit on me. They're gonna say, why are you stacking more points in Outborn than you're putting in Elemental Expert? The reason why I've done this is because 43 points will give you another 7% because it maxes out at 25. You get more points putting points into Elfborn than you do getting 7% from Elemental Expert, and I'm trying to maximize my damage. So, and I know that there are some people running Impen too. So having higher Elfborn or higher crit damage their Impen will basically negate less of your crit damage, because the higher your crit damage, the harder it is for them to negate. They need to have higher crit resistance, and not everybody is running around with 3k crit resistance. So having this higher is gonna get you more for your money when it comes to crits. That's why I stacked 100 points in here and 67 in here, which is still not bad. 19% is not bad magic damage bonus. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. I since I'm running impen, I stack a lot of points into resistant. 20%. Also, another reason why I stack highly in here is because I'm not running shields. I'm not running Harness Magicka. I know a lot of Magicka Nightblades like to run Harness Magicka or Dampen Magicka. I prefer to have Elusive Mist because it gives you mobility, it gives you snare immunity, it gives you immobilized immunities. So having Elusive Mist is more important than running Harness Magicka for me, and for that reason, because I'm not running Harness Magicka, I'm forced to put a lot more points in here to defend myself from players that hit really hard. Okay, so this patch, obviously Stam is the meta, so I've stacked more points in the Hardy than I put in Elemental Defender. 59 points is going to give you 17.3%, and 35 in Elemental Defender is going to give you 12% Magicka resistance, or reduced to any magic, Flame, Frost, Shock, whatever, all 12% resistance. This doesn't really matter because you have really high spell resistance with this build, because you're wearing light armor, and on top of that you have defending, and you have other ways to get your resistance high by proccing shadow abilities. So you can get the max you can get your spell resistance to is like 25k on the back bar. So you don't really need to run that much into this, just as long as you have against the meta, which is Stam right now. That's what you want to mainly focus on. 35 points is enough for Magicka. Nothing in here. That's pretty much the setup for CP. Okay, I think I got everything. I will definitely. Oh, almost forgot. I gotta show you guys the poisons that I'm running. Okay, so this is usually the poison that I'll use the most. This is gonna give minor cowardice to your enemy, so the increase to their ultimate ability is gonna be increased by 60%, and it's also gonna give you slightly more spell damage. You're gonna increase by 5% for 3.5 seconds. That's like an extra, I think 100, 150, something like that. So when you have your Kina procced and your you have your spell damage and everything proc, this will give you about another 100. So it's pretty good. Another thing you could run is damage stamina poison. This is also, like I said before, Stam is the meta. So 60% increase to Stam abilities for 10 seconds. That helps out a lot against enemies, makes them go more defensive or even try to run away from you because they know they can't do anything. So this is gonna help a lot. Another poison you could run is Defiling Poison. This will stack with Soul Harvest. So when you use Soul Harvest, you get 30%. You hit them for Major Defile, which is going to decrease their healing by 30%. This is going to give you another 15%. So that's 45%. So right, if this procs and you have hit already with Soul Harvest, your enemy is going to be getting half their heals, which will help you out greatly because you do a lot of damage, especially against those Sword and Board Templars. So this will help out a lot. Escape is Poison. This helps you, this will proc randomly, and sometimes it could save you. What it does is it's gonna immobilize your target and it's gonna grant you unstoppable. So if you're just about to get CC'd for 4 seconds, you will be CC free, or you won't be able to be CC'd basically. So it's a good poison to have on the side. And then another reason why we don't have to run Piercing Mark is because we have these. You can go for the one that does just preventing them from stealthing, which is going to give you more time, 6 seconds almost. Or you could do the one that gives you 3.5 seconds and also increases the magic ability costs. A lot of Stamina Nightblades need Magicka for cloaking, so this will make it hard for them to try to cloak away. Well, they'll already be stealthed for 3.5 seconds, but even after that, Magicka abilities will cost 60% more. This will also work against anybody, so you could hit you can hit Templars with it, Magicka Templars, Magicka DKs. It's gonna limit them. It's gonna help out a lot. So that's pretty much it. I already went over this. Yeah, that's pretty much the setup. I will leave images of the character sheets for willpower, jewelry stats. I will leave it with. I will show you guys what it looks like with food and with drink for the willpower sheet. And I'll also show you. I already showed you what vicious death looks like with drink, but I'll also show you what it looks like with food. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to sub, leave a like. If you want to comment, maybe you want to critique something, go ahead, leave a comment. This is Akbar the Great 417 signing out, guys. Take it easy.